Hello and welcome to day 4 of the Fest 12. I am Scott Heisel, Alternative Press's managing editor, joined to my right by the recently growth spurtable Mariel Loveland of Candy Hearts. Say hello, Mariel.
Hi.
Wonderful, wonderful. We should point out that we're cheating a little bit as I am roughly 17 feet tall and she is roughly not, so we have a little curb separating us right now. But that's okay. You know, that's movie magic right there, movie magic. So, that's something you must experience a lot when you're playing shows, especially smaller club shows, is that stages might not be that high and you're a bit of a diminutive person. So how do you kind of get yourself over there, make sure everyone can see you, and how do you project and stuff like that? Do you think about those things?
I do think about those things. I think the biggest problem is, well, it's not really a problem. It's just that all the guys are always taller than me. So when I have to move the mic, I'm very weak, so it's a little difficult sometimes. And it's usually up here, and I have to try and pull it down. I mean, I'm well aware that if we're playing like a house show or something, there are probably a great deal of people who are not going to be able to see me. But, you know, I try to project as best as I can.
Do you have like special rock shoes that have like platforms or whatever to kind of get you that extra couple 3 inches or so?
I do have platform shoes. Can't wear heels while I play or I'll fall, but I bought platform shoes specifically to give myself a little bit more height.
You know who else wears platform shoes?
Who?
Chris Carrabba.
Really?
He's a surprisingly short man. People don't realize that.
Oh, I've met him before. Obviously, I'm so short that anyone who's taller than me, I just think is
Naturally,
tall.
God-given tall.
Yeah.
So this is not Candy Heart's first fest. This is fest number 3. Is that right? 2. Fest number 2. So you started a tradition last year where you made a special fest T-shirt, and you have another one this year. Tell me about your fest T-shirt for this year.
This year we chose to do. We usually do since last year. So that was our first year. We decided to do a sports rip-off shirt, and we did the Gators last year, which I didn't know was a. I know nothing about sports. I didn't know it was a Gainesville.
You're wearing Florida Gators colors right now.
True.
Is that on purpose?
No. I just,
Yes. Say yes. Just say yes.
But we did that one, and it was apparently a Gainesville thing, and I didn't know until, I woke up, we drove all night, and I looked up, and I was like, there's Florida Gators everywhere. And the guys were like, I thought you knew. Like, that's why you made it, right? And I was like, we just picked a team from Florida. So this year, John, our bassist, is a really big hockey fan, so we wanted to do a hockey team. So we picked the Panthers, because they're from Florida.
So basically, if you want to talk about sports with Candy Hearts, do not talk to Mariel. She will divert your question to somebody else in the band. So we're currently coming up on the 1-year anniversary of your Best Ways to Disappear EP. It's been out for a little under a year right now. Given that it's had that long of time to kind of sit with you, and you've been playing the songs all over the country, over and over and over again, what's been something you've learned from that EP that you didn't necessarily know a year ago when you made it?
That's a really hard question. What did I learn from it? I'm not really sure. I mean, I think I've been learning to be a little bit more confident on stage.
Well, I guess, are there things that, when you've been playing those songs live, are there any elements that you thought might have translated well that didn't translate well, or vice versa, that you didn't expect people to latch onto that did latch onto?
Well, here's one thing that I didn't expect people to latch onto is the chorus of Ticklish. I thought I would never see the day where a bunch of dudes are moshing to that and pointing their fingers and like holding each other. However, that seems to be the song that the toughest guys latch onto, which I just think is kind of funny.
Do you kind of enjoy seeing all these dudes that look like me and gruffer and beardier singing along to like, all I know is I know you're ticklish? Like, is that, what kind of feeling does that give to you?
I love that. It makes me so happy.
Do you think that, when you're writing your new record, which I'm assuming there'll be a new record in 2014, so when you're working on those songs, do you kind of, when you're working on lyrics for those things, do you think about the kind of way your lyrics might resonate with different people, or is more just for yourself?
I do have to say that when I write something, I always write about true things that have happened to me, but I really think a lot on the way that it's going to come across, if the story is going to be accurate, and I always show it to people who haven't been there, because I know my band members they know a lot of what the stories are about, so I try and show it to people who maybe don't know like the situation, so they can tell me what they bring back from it. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah, we're almost done writing that. So.
I was gonna say that. So what is the status on the Candy Hearts second full length?
We are going to be recording it pretty soon, like very soon, like within the next. It's November, like in the next 2 months. Mm-hmm.
So then, do you have like a producer lined up? Are you gonna go back and work with Chad again? Chad Gilbert, we should point out, is produced the last EP and also is their label head honcho, executive, big wig, big shot. She was on cigars, I'm assuming.
Yeah, all the straight edge cigars.
Bubblegum cigars. Yeah.
I could just see him doing that. I could just see him doing that, though. I will not say. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Fair enough, but there will be a producer.
Yes.
It will not be self-produced.
No.
But it will be coming out on Violently Happy / Bridge 9.
Yes.
You almost blew away there?
Yeah, this is my skirt. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
You can say whatever you want to say. It's your time.
I don't want to get in trouble. I mean, I don't know.
All right, well, there will be a record. There will be a physical and digital version of an album that will include...
With a producer.
How many songs might be on that record?
That's a good question.
I'm full of them today, apparently.
It depends on how much time we have, because I have about 20 songs.
Really?
I have about 20 songs, and we have to pick the best ones. And then I guess in the studio, we're going to decide how much time we really think we have to get done what, like, you know, I'm tripping over my words. We're just, what the? That guy's having a good time.
He's festing pretty hard right now. So you were saying you have about 20 songs kind of stockpiled for the recording process. When you have that many going into it, do you already have your clear favorites, or do you kind of wait to the studio to see what kind of comes up as the band favorites?
Honestly, normally I do have my favorites, but this record, I feel like I was really stressed out, and I thought I wasn't going to have anything. I wasn't going to be able to finish it, and then in the span of I probably say this every time, because it's always what happens. In the span of 3 weeks, I wrote so much of the material that I don't really have a favorite yet. I definitely have ones that I like more than others, and I think will come out really awesome. But I'm not going to rule out any of the other ones either, because I haven't decided exactly how we're going to arrange them yet.
Okay. So you usually put out a 7-inch for Miles and Interstates, which featured a great B-side of a cover of a Descendants song. Now, 3/4 of the Descendants are here today playing as All. Do you know if they've heard your cover, and if so, have they given it a seal of approval at all?
I think one of them did hear it. At least the one I did on YouTube. And they posted it on something. It might have been Facebook. So, one of the members posted it on their Facebook, I think, and the guys were all freaking out.
Are you going to play it today?
No.
They could have come over and performed it with you. It could have been like a cool little all-star jam sesh.
That would make me so nervous. I don't know if I would be able to do anything but stare.
So this is your second fest, and you're quickly getting to the fest veteran status. You know, it takes a couple fests to get there. What's some tips you might want to pass on to another band that wants to play the fest and hasn't done it yet? How would they get through the weekend? What could you advise them on doing?
This is the least fun advice ever. I would just pick one day to drink if you're going to drink, and not do it the whole weekend, because you're going to get sick. So you need to wash your hands. And I would recommend, I'm going to be honest, the last 2 days I spent most of the day in the hotel room just chilling out, because I was so tired from the tour and driving and stuff. I would recommend not trying to overdo it, and just, if you want to stay in, Fest is 4 days now. I understand last year it was only 2 or 3. It was 3. So this year you have an extra day, so you could kind of spread it out a little bit more and relax.
So don't be afraid to go sit by the pool, is what you're saying, basically.
Pretty much.
All right. So if you have a pool and you want to book Candy Hearts, tweet them at Candy Hearts Band. Is that correct? There you go. They'll do a whole pool party tour. It'd be great. So when will we see you next, coming back through my neck of the woods or anyone else's neck of the woods? When should we see you on the road again?
Probably in late February. Okay. After we've recorded.
Okay. Is there any more details you can give about that, or is that also under lock and key?
I can't give you any details.
Man, I'm getting stonewalled today. Stonewalled, absolutely stonewalled. That's okay. I still am having fun talking with my friend Mariel. We're here at the fest. It's a beautiful day. It's not raining. That might happen too. Jeff Rickley yesterday got bit by a brown recluse spider.
I read that online, and I have a burn on my arm, and I didn't know how I got it, and I was Googling if it was a spider bite or not. I was so nervous, but I think it's fine.
It might be cancer, because I've learned that if you Google anything on WebMD, it's probably cancer.
Yeah, I just Googled pictures of it, but do not Google pictures of burns, because it will not show you a minor burn. It'll show you horrible things that don't look anything like what's on your arm.
I like how you didn't know that until you did that.
Well, I just really wanted to know. I was worried. I couldn't remember getting it. I must have been cooking and accidentally did it. I don't know.
Well, if there are any amateur doctors out there that want to help diagnose Mariel, again, tweet them at Candy Hearts Band. See them on the road in February. Hopefully they'll have some new songs they'll be playing too, fingers crossed, on a record label with the record, and who knows. The details are all right.
It'll be good.
I feel like this whole interview was like me shaking a magic 8-ball. It said, outlook not cloudy. You know, ask again later. So we'll do the interview again in a couple months. I'll get more details at Fest 13. How about that? So, all right. Well, that's it for me and my friend Mariel. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.